How are you doing, everyone? Welcome back again with another live show on the channel. It is the live fan reaction show. Your platform to come and have your say. Full time from the Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona 7, Newcastle United 2. Barcelona winning 3-0 on aggregate. First
3-0?
off, some 8-3 on aggregate, sorry. First off, played some lovely stuff, some lovely football. Got 2 goals out of it. Yes, I know we conceded 3, but we still played some really, really good football. But second half, what was earth was said at half time. And we just come out and it just turns out to be an utter capitulation from the lads. What on earth was fucking said? My God, what happened? And we just totally collapse completely. Oh my God. Now Sunday is even more huge for us now. It really is. But the way we just collapse, I know it's people say, oh, it's Barcelona, but we played some really lovely football in our first half. But what an absolute capitulation. How the hell did that happen? What on earth happened there? Anyway, you know what to do. Smash the thumbs up. It's important we get the likes so people know where to find us. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. If you're not yet subscribed and we job what we bring out for you. Hit the bell as well. It lets you know whenever we are live or when a pre-recorded video gets uploaded. So please hit that bell to make sure all up to date with everything you do not want to miss at all. If you want to give a donation, feel free. And if you want to become a member for 99p, hit that join button to become a member. And you'll be inputting the prize draws we do as well. Yeah, looking embarrassing. Same old script from half-time. Disgraceful performance in the second half. And I can see these players not even trying in the derby. Evening, everyone. Not a good one, though. Eddie out. 7 goals we let in. Yeah, I think this is the first time we've let 7 goals in with this ownership now. Credit little lads for how far they've got. Yeah, but absolutely embarrassment how the way we came out in the second half. Joe, good evening. I think the pen eventually killed us. It was a penalty, to be fair. However, I thought the one on Alanga in the first half was a penalty, I thought. So I think we should have got one out of that, and we didn't get that one. But the one that Trippier did, that is a foul. That is a definite foul. I'm going to probably judge it after Sunday, is all I can say. Well, we know you are, Brian. So, anyway, it's time to get the guests on and have their say now. First up, here he is. He's probably going to have he's probably going to let a bit of steam off. Well, what on earth was said at halftime, Chippers? Because how the hell did we just...
That's I bet you that's him texting you new. The fucking freak.
No, it's not.
Aye.
It's our group chat. It's our group chat for you know.
He's a fucking freak.
Right then, how the hell do we absolutely fall like that in the second half?
Shambles. Absolute shambles. It's, it's almost as if they gave up at halftime. It was only 3-2.
Yep.
The game's not over. It's just, honest to God, what he said at halftime is ridiculous. But yet again, the so-called media will pussyfoot around it and not get to the real issue of it all, which was 4 goals second half capitulation, where it could have been a hell of a lot more than what it was. It was absolutely shambles. It's almost like we literally pulled our pants down and took a bumming off Barcelona that second half and showed them far too much respect. It's absolutely ridiculous that not one person decided to put a tackle in. Cowardly, shocking, shit. Every bad word you can say of that second half was that. On the eve of a derby game, and we turned up like that in the second half as if, like we've got, like, we submit. It's absolutely shit. I mean, there was no leaders that second half. There was no fight. It was almost like, Barca, just have the ball and you can score as many as you want. It's just embarrassing, man. And I'm sorry, but the more we keep Eddie, the more them performances will keep happening. I've been Eddie out for ages now, and people know that, and you know that. But yet again, the alarm bells start at the team lineup. Why is he dropping Botman? Why is he dropping Chow? He's playing two fucking cart horses and Trippier and Burn who can't walk, never mind run, against players like Yamal and Rafinha who have got pace to burn. You've got two players with pace on the bench. Start them. Eddie, you said last week this was the biggest game in the club's history. And what do? You don't play your strongest defence. And that's what happens. Get absolutely taken to the cleaners in the second half. And I've got nice sympathy for him because he's digging his own grave. It's as simple as that. You can't have sympathy for somebody who does that. It's just embarrassing. I was full of optimism going into the game on Sunday, but after that second half performance, do you think I am now? I mean, they're playing shite, where you could see it being an absolutely pathetic 0-0 draw the way both teams are playing. It's just not good enough. And people, all the happy clappers can come at us and say what they want, and I'm not bothered. But we've seen this performance more often or not this season where we've collapsed, especially in the second half when Eddie's got them in the dressing room and said whatever he said or not said it, and that we've come out absolutely shit. It's not acceptable. And I'm sorry with PIF, where are you? You need to be looking at examples of that, because if you want us in the Champions League every season, do you want that every flipping time we play a more than when we play a decent team? Because let's be honest, in the Champions League this season, we haven't played a decent team. And when we have played a decent team like Barcelona, Marseille, Leverkusen, we can't beat them because we're not that good. We're not that level. We've beaten rubbish teams in the Champions League. We'll have to get that fact right as well. We've not beaten a decent team in this year's competition. Apart from the PSG in the first leg against Barcelona, the games we've won, you would expect us to win. Nobody expected us to go to Barcelona for me tonight realistically and win. I expect us to get beat. It's just the manner of the defeat. It's basically, like I said, a pants down attitude, and I'm sick of it. But to be like that in the Premier League as well this season, where we've conceded a goal in the set, what could we win at half time and things look right? Second half, we'll lose the second half and lose the game because of Eddie yet again. It's just not good enough. He's doing it so many times this season. But yet again, we'll never know, because yet again, the journals will just swamp around the obvious questions, and they'll ask him what he's had for breakfast, what he's having for his tea, has he been on the treadmill today? They'll not ask him the nitty-gritty stuff, which we want to know.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the defending. It was some horrible. I mean, Chow had one of the worst games tonight. He got absolutely took apart tonight.
That was his worst game, but you also have to realise is that since he's came here, he's only missed one game because of suspension. One game. Now, how was he not be able to be rotated, but other players around him have? How does that work? It's ridiculous, man. Asking the player to play, he's played about 40 games or something in a row. Or 40 out of 41 games or something since he's been here. It's not good enough. Dan Burns been fit for most of the season. He had that injury. But why is he being able to be rotated? Why is Botman being able to be rotated? When Shaw was out, why was Shaw able to be rotated? Shaw was fit for a large part of the season till mid-December. He could have rotated Chow then, but no, I'll play him every game. 3 games a week, every game. It's unacceptable, man. That's why we haven't done well this season again, because Eddie Howe has not rotated his squad enough in games. His in-game management's been shit. He hasn't rotated players in games, which he should have done. He's made 1 change, 2 changes. It's not good enough. And then he changes him off the defence tonight when he needed to play best defence, and he didn't do it. Well, he's not learning. People can come out and say what they want, but he's not learning from his errors. He's still making them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. But some nice goals. I think Alanga had a really poor start, but he picked up, which was good to see. 2 nice goals. But Gordon, I mean, he had 2 opportunities, but he just fell away after that.
That's why Anthony Gordon simply isn't a striker. He'll do all right against a carrier bag or mid-table Premier League side, or a Chelsea way. Literally, he had a goal given to him on the plate. But he'll not do it in the bigger games when the better defences are against them, because they know fine well what they've got to do against them. And he went missing yet again tonight. He missed 2 sitters, whether he was onside or not. He missed 2 sitters, which he should be scoring if he's a striker, which again proved to me he's not a striker, because strikers bury them.
Yeah, absolutely. Tonali holding his thigh when he went off injured.
He was shocking that game, him. It was almost as if he was injured. Like, it was almost as if he was bloody unfit. He's only missed one game because of bloody flu.
Mm-hmm.
If he's still not fit, why is he playing him?
I felt sorry for Jacob Ramsey tonight. I felt sorry for him. And I hope people do not put the blame on Ramsdale, because if Pope's in there, he doesn't save them as well.
And that for a fine fact, and a lot of yous know that Eddie Howe will probably drop Ramsdale and play Pope on Sunday because of it. And people can say what they want, but that's what Eddie Howe does. He doesn't solve the main issue. He solves everything else around it.
It wasn't Ramsdale's fault tonight. No chance.
It would have been double fails if it wasn't for Ramsdale.
Could have been, yeah, easily. But
Ramsdale was let down by the people in front of him.
Exactly. There's going out of a tour. There's ways of going out of a tournament. Go down. If you're going to go out with a tournament, at least go out with a fight. Not go out with a fucking whimper like we did.
It's just, again, it's shite. I mean, all the people I thought were going to win 2-1, I didn't think would beat Barcelona that night.
I thought 2-1. Well, I just thought we played some lovely football in that first. Barcelona looked nervous against us.
The day, but again, if you'd seen more all season, we've capitulated in a lot of games, and a lot of games we've been in, we've thrown them away because of our inability in just general half time. What happens at half time generally ends with the game because we don't know what's said or anything like that. And I'm just, we've got £120 million striker sitting on the bench that didn't come on.
I thought he was going to bring Vollemoller at one point, but he didn't.
Well, does that mean he's going to start him on Saturday? Sunday, probably not.
Probably in midfield though. If Tonali now misses,
he probably no. You play Bruno, man. You know.
Good evening, Darren. Hope you're doing well.
Please do not kill yourself.
Darren, I'm sorry, but I don't mind losing to Barcelona, but it's the manner of the defeat. It wasn't good enough. People go on and say we want to be a Champions League side. Where I'm sorry, you've got to go out there and compete, and we didn't compete at all.
I mean, just a way to fold away like that. Well, before you go on, Chip, has any man of the matches? Or
I'll probably say Lewis Hall was Alanga did all right, but I know he scored 2 goals. But I think some of the times around his play around that wasn't great.
It was.
Probably say Lewis Hall.
Good shout. Well, cheers, Chippers.
I think Jay's going on live in a bit if anyone wants to pop on.
Yeah, I think I'm no doubt he will do. Well then, cheers, Chippers. There you go. You're well then. See you later, man. That was Chippers. Not very happy. Yes, he was then. Came on. Was Asula on the bench? He was. Play Botman on Sunday. I think I would. I want to know what the fuck was said at halftime. Was there a fucking bomb ticking and Richie erupted in the second half?
I came from Israel.
Oh, I think it was more about what Hansi Flicks had to say at halftime. We defended shit in the first half, but at least our attackers gave it a go first half. The way you just fold away is just, I want to know what was said at halftime. That's what, exactly. We all know what was. I'd like to know. He needs sacking if we don't win the Mackems like. John has a big round when he comes on. Well, to be fair, we deserve to get hammered 7-2 when some of our fans say they'd rather win the derby. Yeah. Anyway, let's get Jordan in. You there, Jordan?
What a nightmare that was. Absolute. That's it.
Just a fucking capitulation, wasn't
it? It was terrible.
I mean, what was said at halftime? Because we played some lovely football in that first half.
What is?
Second half, it's like we just got completely carved apart.
Exactly.
Like a turkey.
I think they should have played Bolton harder. Definitely. Why put him on the bench? He's a great player. This is the thing. Eddie needs to know that he's got some decent players. Why doesn't he play them?
I mean, I got the lineup spot on, but Trippier just far too slow, gives away a penalty. Chow had a nightmare tonight, unfortunately. Dan Burn is, again, we know it's just too fucking slow at times. Gordon, apart from a couple of chances, just fell away after that for me.
Yeah.
And now Sandro Tonali looks like he's got an injury. Fucking great.
Yeah, I
For a
know.
derby. But didn't have the best of game. But I think we need Tonali for the derby.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
think
it's a
we
precaution.
should, so.
If it's a precaution that he's felt something, he's took him off, and hopefully he might recover. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not putting any blame on Ramsdale tonight.
No,
It's not his
definitely
fault.
not.
If he gets made the
didn't-
scapegoat, I will be raging.
I think he did quite well tonight, actually.
Well, if it was, he pulled up some good saves. It could have been double figures for Barcelona.
Yeah.
I know there's going out of tournaments, but you go out if you're going to go out, show some fight, not just fold away like that.
I don't even think we've seen the fight in them tonight, to be honest.
I mean, where was that fight from the first half? Because we played some lovely football, some lovely stuff.
Lewis,
What
you a
gets
twat.
said- But what gets said at half time every time?
Well, I would like to see Eddie's face now. Well, he's on TNT now, actually.
I wonder what he's going to say, man, because God almighty.
I put it on in the background if you can hear it.
Yeah, just be careful you didn't get it done for copy. But two nice goals we had, set up some lovely play.
Yeah.
In the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, but what a performance, just fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Are you now nervous for the derby? That's the question.
I am very nervous. I just hope Bolsonaro doesn't do what he did in the last game.
Oh, no. I mean, do you think he'll play on Sunday, if that's the case? And I think he probably will at this rate.
I think he probably will, to be honest. I think they'll drop Gordon. Just because I don't think he's that good up front, to be honest.
I think Elanga went off early. Joe Linton went off early. I think that was a shame that he's now, how the game went, he's now just so well that we're keeping them for Sunday now.
Yeah.
My God. Trev's just had a big rant. My wife had to listen to it. Well, we just run that one. I hope Bobman plays because I think he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I just hate it when we just fold away like that.
Yeah.
We did well to get this far, to be fair.
What happened? Done really well to get this
why
far,
can we not put that effort in the first half? In the second half, like we did in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Just what the fuck was that? Anyway, before you go, Jordan, any man of the matches?
You know what? Ramsdale.
Wow, Ramsdale. I don't even know Sam went past him, but he stopped it from being higher.
Yeah.
Oh well, then cheers, Jordan, for coming on. And we'll
See you later.
shortly.
Right.
So that was Jordan. Right, Lewis next.
Oh,
Continue.
shut up, Nathan.
Well, what on earth happened?
I have no idea. I have literally no idea what happened in that second half. And you did change my name again, Mason.
Eddie's just did his interview. Oh, I wonder what was said. But played some lovely football in the first half. How do we just fold away like that in the second half?
I have no idea. Maybe Eddie said just try and do the same again.
Well,
But I think, as you said, I think we should have the penalty.
I think that was a penalty for me, but the one Trippier did was a penalty as well. And imagine if we went in probably 3-3 at the break.
Yeah, that's the thing. It happened. Remember when we played them at home in the second half? 3 minutes added on, and they scored in the +6. It happened again. There was +7 when they scored.
Yeah.
As per usual, it's not good enough again.
We all know why he said same shit as always. No need to listen to him anymore.
But that's the thing. Is like, I'm not actually disappointed. Well, I'm disappointed in the result, but I'm not disappointed how far we got in the Champions League. It's the furthest we got in our history. The last 16. It's just annoying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Am I on mute?
I can't hear you at all.
Shouldn't be on mute. Am I fine now?
I can't hear you.
What the hell is going on?
2 seconds. I just see if it's just my end. I'm just going to quickly check YouTube on my iPad.
I mean, can anyone else hear me, or who's having the technical problem?
Speak, Peter.
Anywhere better?
I can hear you on my iPad, but I can't hear it through my phone.
Well, you must have the volume doing it on your phone. Trev can hear us, that's fine. Julie, good evening. Trippier must not play Sunday.
Yeah, I just quickly say.
Yeah, it's just. Oh.
Like, I'll speak to you later, and I'll try and catch you again soon. Then I'll speak to you all later.
No, well, man of the match quickly, Lewis.
Oh, man of the match. I'm going to give it to Ramsdale. No, not Ramsdale. Like Alanga.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to you later, guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was Lewis. Just run through the next sort of comment. But Chippers can hear us, that's fine. I wonder what was going on. What were you watching, Lewis? In fact, Kieran Tripper's not playing. There's not playing the black and white shit ever again, says Julie. He's done. His channel is Howe Mags TV. Right, here comes Callum. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello. Oh, very, very disappointing game.
Some lovely football in the first half, but just how do we fall like that in the second half?
That's a thing. I thought first half we didn't do this well. Isn't it's back to back and second half. What on earth is going on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, surely you could have seen a much better performance, even though we went in 3-2 down. But still, some lovely football we were playing, and Barcelona couldn't have coped with our attacking a lot of the time.
But here's one thing I thought I put Botman on it instead of Dan Burn. I'll be honest.
Too slow, Burn now. Trippier too slow for me now. I think now we've got to look at that. Dan Burn and Trippier have to be players on the bench now for the rest of the season.
Oh, definitely, especially the big game for this weekend coming.
Yeah, and it's now, and what's Tonali going off? That's absolutely great, isn't it? Absolutely bloody brilliant. Again, we probably need him, and fucking hell. But you've got to say, Cal, this is not the first time we have folded in games this season.
That's the thing. I don't know what's going on to Newcastle. I think we need to focus on somewhere when we finish top 10, or hopefully finish somewhere in the quarterfinals, somewhere in the Europa Conference League spot.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, now it's down to the Premier League to save our season.
Then again, it's a good journey for Newcastle. There, don't get me wrong, and it is good for since 2 years ago. Was it 3? I can't remember. Last time we've been in the Champions League.
You guys say how it is. Cheers so much. Exactly, we do. Not like that. Don't think we've been tongue like that. I mean, we have folded in games before, but my God, this is the biggest we have completely fell apart. I mean, Pete at 5 now down. I opened up my laptop to finish writing a series beyond. Was how shite the second half was. It was, yeah. And Langer, man of the match, started off poorly, but got himself into the game more and got himself 2 goals. Yeah, I'll come on in a few minutes. No worries. Tripp should not get another contract of red paper. Nah, he's got to be released. He's got to be released at the end of the season. He has to be. He's been he's 35 now. Time to go. The end of the season has to be.
Yeah, he needs to go now. He needs. Don't go on. At least I said it's our first sign since the takeout been free. He's a good signing now. He needs to go now.
Well, says Martin. Yep. Arsenal used to do that to us regularly. Yep. It's a sackable offence. This is the first time I'm sure we've let 7 goals in with this ownership now. I'm pretty sure it is.
Unreal.
There was apparently there was a dressing room bust-up between Eddie Howe and Trippier. Well, if Eddie's sprung him off of that. Because Trippier, well, he gave away the silly penalty and he was too fucking slow. A reason I thought Trips would start because he's got experience in this competition. And I thought we're going to have to be careful with Tino because he's only just come back from an injury. But my word, Trippier, I think you can tell, is done at this club now. He's done.
Tino will be start as well.
Got to start Tino on Sunday. We've got to start bottom. Let's play the back 4 against Chelsea on Sunday. We have to play that, Charlie.
Oh, please, beat them a bit. It's on just before my birthday.
Yeah, get yourself on, Will. If you want to come on, feel free. Thanks for being exactly what you saw in that performance. What do you predict? I hope Trippier give Eddie a good telling off, possibly, but Eddie should be bollocking Trippier as well for being fucking slow and giving away that silly penalty, which is why why he yanked him off at half time.
To be a bit mental inside the changing room.
So there you go.
And other thing before, I thought Sula would be star 11. That's why they up front as well. Then I thought Nick Waterman. You know what I mean? They never supposed to be star as well. But no.
We must beat the Vermin. They are glowing. I'm hoping that performance wakes us up and we really, really go at Sunderland on Sunday. They are they probably will be. But let's face it, they went in the Champions League. There you go. We were.
Not them.
Oh, there you go. Exactly. But it's just, this has been a drastic season. It really, really has. And let's just throw away games and my word, we got an absolute hammering in the second half. And you can't give Barcelona some of the mistakes we were making as well. Chow, what happened tonight? I'm hoping that's just to kick up the bum for him. But the likes of Trippier, they're too slow now. They can't be playing much more. And the fact is now, at least we'll not have a few games now in the space of a few days. So there's no reason to keep playing the likes of Trippier and Bernabei throughout the remaining games now.
Indeed.
I'm at the caravan for another 4 days and I'm fuming at that. I can imagine you are, Brian, because that's just... At least go out with a fight, not going over, just getting rolled over like that. Fucking hell. There you go. Done. It's just, hey. Anyway, before you go, Callum, any man of the matches?
I'll just give it a Langer.
Fair enough, yeah. I know he started poorly up, but got himself in the game, got 2 goals.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gives him a boost, because I think I'd definitely be starting a Langer on Sunday. I really would.
Well, enjoying things for Sunday. Just cross our fingers, just to beat them these scum.
Yeah, exactly. Well then, cheers, Callum.
No worries. Bye.
See you later, man. So that was Callum. On today's performance, well, we'll do our preview. It's going to be this Saturday, actually. So there you go. Anyway, here's Will. Here he is.
Hello.
Well, some lovely football in the first half, just completely capitulated and absolutely fell apart.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't believe that second half performance, to be honest. Just conceding that many goals for, I can't even remember the last time we did that. Yeah, well, whenever you concede 7 goals, no matter how you play, it's just not good enough. And even if you're playing a team like Barcelona, yeah, I think we definitely should have done better with some of the goals. For example, which one was it in the first half? Well, one of them in the first half, it was, forgotten which one it was now. The one. Do you remember the one when Byrne was shouting at the other players because of the offside trap that we hadn't kept the line well enough, basically. I remember. It was for Bernau's goal. That's the one. Forgot his name. So yeah, we should have done better with that. And then when Ramsey just gave the ball straight to Rafinha for the whichever goal that was, again, that just wasn't good enough from us either.
No, it wasn't.
So yeah, there's just plenty of things that weren't good enough from it tonight, unfortunately.
No, there wasn't. We know there wasn't. But you just like to know what was said in the dressing room at halftime, because it was just, how do we just playing some lovely football? Barcelona were looking a bit worried, and just to completely fall, and Barcelona just made a mockery of us.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Who knows what Eddie and maybe some of the leadership players were saying at the break. Well, whatever it was, it definitely did not work in that final 45 minutes.
No.
And yeah, I don't know if maybe some questions need to be asked about Eddie from what he said, because, well, obviously we don't know what he said, but yeah, just like I said, then to play like that and concede 7 goals, even against Barcelona, it's just, you shouldn't be doing that. You really shouldn't be.
Absolutely. Brian says, my wife even said, why is Eddie still in the job? How many goals we've conceded? And Nick results 1-0. So any hope for Sunday? We've got to beat them. If we lose against the Mackhams at our ground, then fuck me, I'm all hell will break loose. Well and truly do. But I think we've got to look at the defend. Chow had a nightmare tonight, unfortunately, but we've got to look at Trippier and Byrne. How slow have they become now? Far too slow now.
Can't start anymore. Simple as that.
Nah,
they
can't. And there'll be no reason to play them now.
Yeah, definitely.
Since we're out all the cups now, and we now need to focus on the league.
Yeah, and we've got a very good right back and a very good centre back just sat on the bench. And I know they've had injury problems, but they should be starting. Yeah,
so I think they have to start the remaining games now.
Definitely.
And there was still talks that Eddie still wants to give Trippier a new contract.
I saw that, and also I saw one for Fabian Schär as well, which I think.
Sorry, but why are we want to give older players new deals?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just pointless. When they need to go, they need to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, but that's it now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, man. But some outstanding performances. I know Alanga had a very shaky start, but he grew himself and got 2 goals. Nice to see him.
Yeah.
I think I'll be starting him on Sunday. I really would. Lewis Hall, another good performance from him tonight as well.
Yeah.
We know Gordon. He's going to have one good game, and then another game after that. He'll just go missing, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Tonali going off. I mean, that's what we really needed for Sunday.
Yeah. I'm just really worried now that it might be a season-ending injury now because we're in middle of March now, so only about 2 months to go. And if it's a 3-month injury, then he's out for the season. So, and that could really affect us if we want to get.
Hopefully, if he just went down and he was just feeling the pain, and that he decided not to risk him, get him off. Let's see, can he shake a what? Can it be one he can shake off?
Well, I hope he can, because, like you said, we need to beat those lot down the road on Sunday. Because, if we don't, then I don't know what we'll do, to be honest.
No, absolutely not. Well, I know. I'm hoping Ramsdale's not going to be dropped after that, because if it wasn't for him, they could add more.
Definitely,
I'll be really annoyed if Ramsey gets made the scapegoat, takes him out, and then we'll see Paul back in.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, how are you feeling now for the derby now after that tonight?
Yeah.
It's made it even bigger now, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Well, obviously we need to get revenge on them just from how bad it was in December. And obviously with all the war flags display that they're doing, and the other 2 times we've played them in the recent years have both been away. I think having it finally back at St. James's, I just hope the team can be up for it and just give absolutely everything and get the result to get revenge on them, because like everyone can say that's what we need to do. Because if we lose 2 times to them all season, then that just can't happen.
No, that's it. Well, just before you go, Will, any man of the matches?
I don't think I can, to be honest. On a night like this, just it's just too hard to. Nice to see Elanga score. So if I had to pick one of the better players, it would be Elanga. But I wouldn't say anyone man of the match. I'd just say Elanga was one of the better players.
It's the San Mackin bastards. I think it was a foul on Tonali, but they got a corner and a goal from it. Well, no, we can do about it. Well, then, cheers, Will, for coming on.
Cheers. I'll be on it and hopefully again soon.
No worries, though. Feel free to come on in any live show we do where we get guests on. Feel free to, man. Cheers, Will. See you later.
Bye.
That was Will. Here comes Tender Item.
Oh, well. The footballing gods were not with us, unfortunately. My feeling overall, I think for other people, it's mixed emotion, because people were saying, maybe we could do it tonight. I decided I'll be a bit humble before the game and all that, like making predictions. I said 3-2 Barcelona, just not to get carried away. It ended up, we at least scored 2, so I'm not wrong, but to concede 7 for the first time since Arsenal 2012, I believe it was the last time we conceded 7. So, and to be honest, if there was a team in the world we would get spanked 7 goals. Thankfully, it's not a Premier League side. I'll take that. But overall, I would say you can say this is like a game of 2 halves. I think the first half we were good. We were going at them, and then we got the 2 goals and all that. Probably Alanga's best game for us. And then obviously had the penalty, which it was a penalty. And then second half at 3-2, I would still say go attack. But once they score the 4th, I would say maybe be a little bit more, defend a little bit back, or whatever you want to call it. Like put the defensive line a bit more back. Like so that if you can, obviously, because it's Barcelona. It's not, I don't know, it's not any other random team. It's a team that a few people are saying is going to win the Champions League. So if there's a team that we would get knocked out by, it's probably them. I would say probably the worst second half we've had all season, purely just because we conceded like 4 or 5 goals or something. But I think the main thing I would take away from this game is that, one, we're not going to Madrid or Budapest. The other thing is now what's ahead for the remainder of the season. because now we're out of every competition. So that means what? There's 8 games left of the season with practically no midweek games anymore. I would say, because actually we've played midweek every single week since Boxing Day. So now, from now till the end of the season, there cannot be an excuse of, oh, we had midweek, we had this amount of days rest compared to the other team. Because now we have, a week off for almost every game now for the rest of the season. So if that's really the positive, the silver lining from it, sure. But now, considering we are kind of close to the European places of top 7, top 8, with 8 games to go, if we can do this, like apart from the 45 minutes in the second half against Barcelona, if I see that sort of performance for every single game in the final 8 games, we get Europe.
Interesting. Well, I'm just looking. The last time we conceded 7 goals in one game was back in 2012 when we lost 7-3 to Arsenal that time.
And we were like 3-3 at one point.
Yes, we were.
But different times. So Eddie Howe has now joined Alan Pardew in the 21st century. So, but I would say now, because I'll be honest, my expectation at the start of the season with the Champions League, make the last 16. That was the bare minimum. I'd never said we're going to win it. Of course, I would love to see us go further. But would I say we met my expectation? Yeah. So maybe I'm not as like fuck and all that sort of thing right now, because this was what I predicted and expected at the start of the season. I don't know if Nathan's, but this is what I predicted or expected at the start of the season with the Champions League. Last 16, okay, fair enough. I'll take it. We got knocked out in the same round as Chelsea, Man City, and Spurs, and who knows about Liverpool by the end of tonight. But I would say now, ahead of the final 8 games, we have to show the performances now, because there's no excuses for, like, if we lose with, like, let's say, because there's been many games this season we've lost, like the 2 Brentford games, the Everton home game, the West Ham away game. There's been a lot of games like that, and those teams aren't at the level of Barcelona. So I don't think Sunderland are at the level of Barcelona. I don't think Palace are at the level of Barcelona. I don't think, apart from maybe Arsenal, every other team are not at the level of Barcelona. I'm not saying we'll win every game from now till the end of the year, but now I should be expecting that we have to turn up the performances now that we have a game, or what do you call it, a week off, more or less, because we don't play midweek anymore. So I would say we'll still get Europe. Whether it's champion, of course, I would love it to be Champions League again, but this is now, I think this is the, what do you call this? This is the true test now for Eddie Howe from the owners, because we've never gone back-to-back seasons of Europe since Sir Bobby, I think, 2000s. Eddie Howe's not done that yet. So now he has 8 games to get us into Europe. I'll say if he fails to get Europe, personally, I would sack him. If we fail to get Europe now, considering where we are in the league table, the fixtures and all that, there's no excuse of, oh, we had 2-3 days off. No, there's no more of that anymore. We have 6-7 days off. So I do think we'll get Europe by the end of the season. I don't know what type of Europe. For me, it doesn't matter. Just get Europe. Mm-hmm. So that's the only sort of toxic positivity I can give. But I will say he has to win on Sunday. Yes. I can accept losing 7-2. I wasn't upset when I did my watch. I wasn't upset losing 7-2. I would my head would go to the planet of Pluto or Neptune if we lose or even draw that game on Sunday, because I expect now a response from the team.
Yeah.
No matter who's playing or who's fit, I expect a performance. I expect a win. We drop points in that game.
Yeah.
You know how maybe the crowd. You know how the crowd would be like after losing 7-2.
Yep.
So we'll see. I hope, and I want. Actually, I expect to win that game on Sunday. And if we don't, I don't know why people would consider keeping him after the past result. Because it was nice winning away at Chelsea. You can accept defeat to Barcelona, but you cannot accept not winning either home or away, because the away game wasn't good. The home game, you have the fans and everything. You just came off of probably our worst loss in 12 years or whatever. So now I expect, I'm not saying 5-0 win. I would love that. I expect a win on Sunday.
See us win. I just want to see us beat them now.
Yeah, that's the only saving grace for the week. Because if we don't, then I think more people would, like the people who are like Eddie Howe, that sort of thing. People will be a lot more Eddie Howe out, I would say, after the 7-2 and whatever happens on Sunday. But yeah, in terms of man of the match, well, okay, man of the first half, Elanga. Man of the second half, I don't know. The ball boy, I don't know. the medical team for Tonali, I hope he's okay. But after the derby, we do have 3 weeks off, more or less.
Well, we do. Hopefully, Bruno's back, Miley's back.
So, and look, I know it was Jacob Ramsey's probably worst game because he gave away, I think I already forgot which goal it was he gave away. But I think now, also one more thing about this game, and maybe I'll go, is we can compete with Barcelona. The first leg, even the September game, the first leg and the first 45 minutes. Second half of this game, okay, it's shit. But now, I hope now Eddie Howe realizes, if he does stay in the summer, okay, now it's time to bring in the technical players, like your Pedris, your Fermin, your Mao. I'm not saying players of that level. Obviously, I would love to have those. But I'm saying bring those sort of players into the team. Because, okay, it's nice to have Jacob Ramsey, Willock, Joe Linton. But when you come up against a Barcelona or maybe a better Premier League team, it doesn't work. So now I hope in the summer, if he does stay or whatever happens, you have to bring in the good players. Because we were in it up until the second half happened of this tie. I'm not saying we were ever going to win the tie, because I think I said we would lose. Ultimately, that was the feeling I had. Of course, I had hope and all that, but I expected Barca to win. But hopefully now, when the summer comes, whatever happens with the rest of the season, now it's time to bring in your Pedris, your Joan Garcia, your Yamal. I'm not saying those exact players, but players like that. I don't want to mention his name, but bring in the Rat before he became the Rat when he was at Sociedad. That sort of player in all the positions. So, yeah. And man of the first half, Elanga, just because of the 2 goals. His best game. But
that's it. Well, and cheers so much for coming on.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again on the next live.
And no prediction for Sunday. 1-0 for us. I don't care who scores. 1-0. Basically a win.
As long as we beat them. Well, and cheers so much for coming on. Really appreciate that. If you don't know, he's got a goal Barcelona better team, but 7-2 is unacceptable. No. Listen, Newcastle got absolutely, especially absolute disgrace. Still get Europe as that guy on crack. That's the only way we're going to get Europe is now winning our remaining games, unfortunately. So there you go. Well, then it's Archer in next.
Hey,
Hello.
just before you start, the blondie was in the
What?
The blondie was in the gym today.
All right.
Well, Archer, what was said in that halftime dressing room?
I don't know what Eddie Howe was thinking. First half, we played well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when Elanga scored the second goal.
Yeah.
But that third goal, I don't know how on earth that was a flipping penalty.
I think that's
Like-
penalty for me.
I don't know how. What? I do not know how that was a pen. Like, do you think it was a pen?
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
And on Elanga was a pen for me as well.
I could see there was contact, but like, it's mad how that was a penalty. But even if it was the other way around, imagine if the ref didn't give the pen to us.
Oh, yeah.
But second half, I really thought we would just go out there and just score a few more goals. But no, I'm not what Eddie Howe was talking to them players, because for me, it's just like, yes, you. Use for the back, just sit back and relax and just let Barcelona outplay us. That's how it was. It was absolutely dross. Like, Botman should have been on the. He should have brought Botman on. He should have brought, for me, Tino Livramento should have started from the start. Trippier was shite.
Too slow.
Too slow, and his legs have gone.
Yeah, they have.
Like, why the hell is Eddie Howe thinking, oh yeah, Trippier, play Trippier right back, when you've got quality Barcelona players that are just going to run wide against him? He's not going to. But it was just absolutely shit.
I mean, as we say, if you're going to go out of a tournament, go out with a fight, not just to completely fold away like that.
Yeah. It was just dreadful.
Yeah, it was, when it. I mean, Lewis Hall probably played well. Chow had a fucking nightmare tonight, unfortunately, but Burners.
I did. Malik
Tonali
had a
going off
night.
injured, brilliant. But yeah, why? This is not the first time this has happened to our show. When we go in at halftime and everything just changes, and we just fall away. Yeah, absolutely. But the goals, but I'm hoping Ramsdale doesn't get dropped, because he pulled off some good saves.
He did.
What's in front of him? What was that?
Imagine if it was Nick Pope and goal.
Oh, God, yeah.
Or even John Ruddy.
But yeah, it's just, what the hell. Oh.
But like, we're just like, what we need to focus on is our league position from now to the end of the season.
Now massive for us. We have to win it.
Yeah.
And then we've got 3 weeks.
I think we will beat Sunderland, because after that performance, the lads will be like,
we've got Sorry, but we all the fans of performance.
Yeah, like we've got Sunderland at the weekend, and we should just go out there and just give it a go. But like, what I don't disagree with is the fact that the second half he brought Murphy on, he brought Botman on, Willock came on.
Willock came on because Janali had a big go-off injured.
And Willock
Murphy was never doing anything when he came on.
And Willock Sula.
Right. Again, he just thought, right, because we're getting heavily beaten, we'll take them off and keep them for Sunday.
All right. He didn't even play. We saw flipping Voldemort.
Which means one of them's going to start on Sunday. You can guarantee they will.
Well, I know one of them will. It'll be Voldemort.
In midfield, probably. But again, going great last week, but again, had a couple of chances, but then just went... where did he go throughout the rest of the game?
If that was me, yes, he played well against Chelsea at the weekend. Mm-hmm. The lads played well against Chelsea, but what Eddie Howe should have done is change it up a bit. Play Alanga on the right, play Bonds on the left, play Nick Voldemort up front.
There you go. Totally. That's it. I suppose. Well, before you go out, your man of the match.
I would probably have to give it a Alanga because yes, he scored 2 goals. Second half, I'd probably have to give it a Lewis Hall.
Fair play. Well, and cheers, Archer. Cheers so much. See you later, man.
All right. Catch you later.
Yeah. And I'm more Howe because of the Sunderland away game back in December. Knockers of today's game, failing to get Europe and winning on Sunday is a sackable, then a 7-2 loss against one of the best teams. Voldemort of midfield. I think needs being kept for Sunday. Here you go. Well, then we've got Mike Pike 50. Dave, good evening.
Evening there, Peter. How you doing, kiddo?
Not too bad. I mean, well, not so good now after that, but
join the club, mate.
Great first half, but what was said at halftime and how the hell do we just completely fold away like that?
Yeah, that's been the $1 million question. Because I asked a question to Chris and Mark on Evermore earlier on. Mm-hmm. Basically, how many games off the top of your head can you think of where Eddie's in-game tactics have actually cost us a win or a draw this season? Quite a few. Yep. And as far as I'm concerned, that's too many. We've got too many holes now. Obviously, we've got an aging squad, right? Yeah. I don't know what was said second, obviously, in that half time. Obviously, the boss game, but 7-2, that's humiliating. I had a feeling we would lose, but not by that margin. Not a chance in hell. Mm-hmm. And it just went. It just went out of pot. The players dropped their heads and everything. I turned it off after the 5th. That's how depressed I was. Yeah. I just couldn't take it. Obviously, that was a battering. That was an ultimate battering. And basically now it's all down to Sunday.
Oh, Sunday's now even more huge. We have to win that now, unfortunately.
Yeah. I honestly think, Peter, because obviously if we lose that game on Sunday, I honestly think there's going to be a lot more fans turning because...
Yeah, I'm just going to state here. I'm just going to state here quickly. If we get behind Sunday, I am dreading getting the bus back home because my bus, unfortunately, has to goes to Sunderland, and I'm dreading to think every single Macam who goes on my bus will be given the life out of me on Sunday.
Well, Macam's apparently have to be escorted.
That's the ones who are getting the metro and the trains. That's the ones who are coming up from Central Station.
Well, I used to do a lot of work, obviously, down at Sunderland in my past jobs, and I tell you honestly, when I've worked with a few Macams, and every time we played them, and obviously when we got beat, like the games in the 90s and the early noughts and all that, when the beat were and all that shit, obviously it was never ending off them. But honestly, I think if the majority of the fans want Eddie out, right, it's going to have to be down to the fans, because obviously if this result goes wrong on Sunday, I honestly think that ground is going to turn toxic very quickly on Sunday. I honestly think that. I was going to be down the stack for it, obviously. Well, you can't get tickets as easy anymore. Obviously, now I give up my season ticket a long time ago. But honestly, to see it actually go like that is very hurtful, mate. I've been a supporter of this club since I was 5. A long time ago, mate. A long time ago, 79 to be precise. And I'll tell you one thing, like I say, I've never seen it as bad as what it is now. And even though back then we had all the hurtful times when we're in, obviously, the second and first divisions, but this is going bad. Eddie's been found out. He can't take us any further. He needs to walk, and I would rather it be his choice.
I think he'll walk after Monday if we get beat, mind.
I hope so, Mason. I honestly do, mate. I honestly do, because like I say, we need a fresh injection. A good.
Hello, mate.
No, didn't say who I think it is. But the thing is, the likes of Trippier been too slow. I thought they were going to play tonight, but I'm just thinking they shouldn't have. They're too slow now.
No. If you wanted to put Trippier not in, obviously I would have split them. Maybe he's played them for a half, but then changed them and then done the same on obviously for the derby. You say if he's short of players, these are like the tactical decisions he needs to make.
Yeah.
Play Trips for 45 minutes, bring Tino on, and the same with Burn. He's got Botman there. Botman's fit. If you can't play a full game, play him for 45.
Exactly.
What's wrong with that?
Totally, yeah.
But it's honestly, I cannot remember. Obviously, the last result that we've had like this. It's that bad. 7-2, especially obviously given the fight that was showed in the first half.
Absolutely, because there was some lovely attack-wise. Barcelona couldn't cope with our attacking at times.
No, couldn't. First 45, we were all over them like a fucking rash.
Absolutely, yeah.
But what happened? It's just as soon as they come back out, it looks like their heads were already down.
Yeah.
The heads were already down. So I'm still scratching my head, yeah, Peter.
The same as well. And again, Gordon, great last week. Had a couple of good chances, but then he just completely went missing.
Yeah, he done a damn good impression of Casper.
Probably he'll sell us Mr. Penley for Liverpool, bloody hell. Yeah, you were saying, Dave?
Yeah, he done a damn good impression of Casper the night. Gordon. Totally ghost.
And again,
you wouldn't even thought he was on the bloody pitch.
And again, no Voldemort or Wissa coming on.
No.
Well, Wissa doesn't deserve to be playing, but why is Voldemort that's another game he sat on the bench for?
Yeah, that's another bad thing. Obviously, they paid 69 million for a striker, right? And then he's not even playing him as a striker when he can get on the damn pitch. No. And that's criminal. Again, that, in my opinion, that shows how tactically inept he has become. He's not equipped for European competition, Eddie, for a start off, right? He's only done 2 European runs, and they've both been with us.
Yep, that's it.
So he's got no experience. If he thinks he can run a European competition challenge, like he does in the league, he's sadly mistaken. You cannot do it. It requires a different way of thinking and a different way of playing. He's got neither. Yeah, he's got neither. So he needs to go, mate. He needs to go.
I could understand why.
Up there, lad.
But yeah. Well, and just before you go, Dave, any man of the matches?
Again, I'll mirror what the last lad said. Obviously, Alanga first half because of his goals and that, and Hall seemed to be the only one trying in the second.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's basically my choices, kidder.
No worries. Well, and cheers, Dave, coming on first time on. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, another bother, Peter. Good talk to you, mate, and good talk to you, Mason.
See you later, Dave.
Later, guys.
Okay, man. There you go. That was Dave, Magpie 50. Of course, he does go on TDR's fan forum a lot as well, which is good. Oh, hey, well, then that's it. We'll call it for tonight. I mean, what a way to just fold away like that. I know we're going to be doing a massive dive into a full review tomorrow, but my God.
What time are you doing the thingy on Saturday?
I might look to do it quite early if that's fine. And are you going to a game, are you? I don't know exactly.
On Saturday.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So it might just be me then. But
and I've got to come back anyways because the Swansea play Coventry at 5:15 on Saturday.
Oh God. Anyway, me and Mason will be diving the usual into our full review tomorrow, 8:00. Do join us for that. But what an absolute capitulation, and what a way to just fold away like that. It's just an embarrassment. Oh, actually, we might just have one more. It is Sharky.
Evening, lads. You all right?
Well, we'll get your thoughts in then, Charlie, before we wrap up. I mean, good first half, but what the fuck gets said at half time and we just completely fold away.
First half, I thought we played really well. We competed, in the first half. We gave everything we could. There was warning signs in the game, though, that we let Barcelona in too many times, or giving them, one-on-ones, and they did miss a couple, to be fair, before we got that. They got the third. Like I say, the first half, fantastic. Second half, I mean, we might as well not have left the dressing room.
Exactly. We may as well just
that was pathetic.
It was absolutely pathetic. Defense, a nightmare tonight. Malik Chow had an absolute awful game tonight, but we needed Trippier. Too slow. Burn, far too slow now.
I have to say, though, the penalty is a penalty, though. Trippier, he's holding on too long.
That's a penalty for me, yeah.
It's fine margins in the Champions League. I've said this so many times. It's just, it's frustrating because, we should be going into that dressing room at least 2-2.
Yeah.
But because we've conceded when we have, last kick of the game, penalty, I think it's just knocked the confidence. It's knocked the stuff out where we've just, the heads have dropped. And as I said, they should never have left the dressing room in the second half. Heads, like I say, when your heads are down, there's no real motivation. It's like, can we just try and keep as many goals out as possible? And let's be honest, it should have been double figures to Barcelona on the night.
Yeah, it should have been. I hope Ramsdale doesn't get made the scapegoat, because if it wasn't for Ramsdale pulling off a couple of good saves, it could have been more.
Well, Ramsdale was outstanding tonight.
Yeah.
I thought he had another good game.
He still plays in goal for me.
Yeah, for me, he should start against the Maccabees on Sunday. At the end of the day, he's... I feel sorry for him because, you must have a bad back after that. About time he's had to put the ball out the net. But,
I felt sorry for Jacob Ramsey tonight as well.
Like I say, it's just, I don't know what Eddie Howe said to them at half time, but there must have been no motivational speech because they've come out all deflated.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it like the last place we want to be is at the new camp in the second half, and we've just been totally deflated by that third goal. You were fearing the worst, weren't you? I mean, it was like 4, 5, 6, 7. This could be double figures.
Was back in 2012.
Yeah, Arsenal,
yep. But fuck me.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I want to put a positive on it, yes, it's a big defeat, and yes, we're out of the Champions League. But you know what? The lads can hold their head up high and say, listen, we've had a good little run in the Champions League as usual, as we're expected to. Got into the last 16, scored some great goals. They've created some good memories for us, the fans, both home and away. The fans have been able to, soak in the atmosphere. You've been able to go to different countries and sample different, what's the word? Anyway, they've been able to, different cultures, that's it, but at the end of the day, we've done what we can with what we have. And I just think it's one step too far. Like I say, getting to just about we're playing Barcelona, do you know what I mean? It wasn't long ago we were playing Burton Albion in the Championship.
Well, yeah.
The fact we're the new camp playing Barcelona, against all these world-class stars. It's, I feel like we've given everything, and it's just in the end what the second half's cost when the scoreline it is what it is, but there's nothing we can do about it. But for me, the big one now is Sunday. We need a massive performance.
We need to win. I think
big time.
We need to have Livermore, Botman in that starting 11. I think we need to take Trippier and Burn out. I know Chow had a stock tonight, but hopefully that was a one-off because Chow's been immense this season. I mean, Tonali going off injured, absolutely fucking great as well.
Concerning as well because he could be out for the season for that.
Do you think so?
I hope not, but it didn't look great. It doesn't have these agents being piping his mouth up again about what's going to happen in the summer. But you know what it is? We need that performance on Sunday, not only because of the fact that it's Sunderland and we haven't beaten them at home. It's a fact we need to just not let this performance, this result, be the defining result of the season. And we will have to put a mark on the rest of the season that Europe is still there, not necessarily Champions League, but the Conference League at the best. Yeah. That it's still there for if we won it, but it's whether or not the lads won it. That's another thing. I know Eddie Howe will get a lot of criticism, and rightly so, for the second half performance and the fact we're out of the Champions League. And like I say, Sunday is probably going to define the season, really. I know you say that obviously we've got a few weeks off after that with international football and the FA Cup, but I just think, given the fact they have got a break coming up and the biggest game of our season's on Sunday, we need a response, big time.
Totally, we have to. Yep. I mean,
simply no excuses.
It's absolutely no excuses. We have to win, or Eddie's in big trouble for me, I think.
Well, he is, because we would not want to lose to them. It's a fact that we gave them a scruffy goal down there for them to win 1-0 and they got a buzz over it. I'm like, yeah, but we scored the goal for you. And that was one of the worst games of football I think I've ever seen. I mean, even the neutrals must have been bored, watching that. They would have switched it off after probably 5-10 minutes. It was a ball fest.
It was. But...
Do you know what I mean? But you know what? I just don't want this result to be the be-all, end-all. It is what it is. We've got to put it behind us, and we've just got to move on to Sunday. Eddie Howe has to G them up. I know they're not probably going to get back until, tomorrow morning, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But on if they stay over. 5+1.
Is that right? So if that's the case, then they're going to have to rest up, and we're going to have to put all our focus on them on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because if we lose on Sunday, I don't want to be... I don't want to hear it, really.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, any player stood out tonight? Elanga, good first half. I know he started off a bit shaky, but 2 goals from him.
But Elanga was good today. I mean, he probably should have had a clear penalty as well. That wasn't given.
That was a penalty for me, I thought.
There was a chance there to score his hat-trick. He's obviously my man of the match for the first half performance alone.
Yeah.
But in terms of Gordon, I thought he was really quiet tonight. I mean, as you mentioned, he has one good game or two. Then
in the second, he had a couple of chances he should have taken away, but where was he after that?
Can I just say something as well about this second half as well? Like, I mean, you might disagree with this, but like, why is Whistler on the bench? Why is Voldemort on the bench? Like, why are they not coming on? Why are they not even starting the second half?
Exactly. Well, yeah.
Just go for it. Like, roll the dice, for goodness sake. I know we're 3-2 down, but if that was the mentality, I mean, surely Eddie Howe had to have seen that in the first 5 minutes that, we're conceding left, right, and centre. Make the changes, get your forwards on. I mean, yeah, I know Whistler's not doing great and Voldemort is getting played out of position, but surely that's not doing their confidence any good. I mean, and then he's probably going to throw them in against the Mackhams on Sunday with next to no confidence. Like, you've got to play them. You don't pay all this money for forwards and not play them.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? It just goes to show. Does he trust them anymore? I don't know. But like I say, we'll have to have a massive response on Sunday.
Got to, yeah. No excuses.
It's just disappointing, the actual result, because if you think over the course of the 2 legs, we gave it our best against them. We should have won last week.
Tibbs just said 120 million. How much we've paid for them too?
I know.
There you go.
It's ridiculous, but obviously you've got to stick by the manager, haven't you? I know fans are saying they want him out in that, but I'm not there yet. I just, obviously it hurts tonight. It really does, in terms of the actual aggregate scoreline, but in terms of the effort they put in over the 2 legs, they couldn't have done any more until that second half where we just ran flat.
That's it.
Chasing shadows. Yeah. I don't want to see the same on Sunday. I want to see more better tactical awareness from Eddie Howe as well, because I feel like he lost it in the second half.
Yeah.
In terms of like what he was trying to do. Obviously there was yellow cards getting flashed about everywhere as well. Jason Tyndall getting one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, something has to give on Sunday, because if we get beat, then it's going to get toxic real fast.
It will do. Well, and cheers, Shorty, for coming on, and I will catch you Sunday.
Yeah, see you Sunday, lads. All the best. Bye-bye.
That was Shaw. You're going to see him. Of course, he'll probably be on the fan reaction when we do the pre-recorded at the ground on Sunday. As good as Barcelona, it's obviously you need to cheat in football to get anywhere. Well, we'll try to look for some of those decisions, weren't there? Well, particularly the first leg, but we've just been absolutely taught a lesson 100% tonight. But anyway, thank you again for tonight. Hit the thumbs up. It's important we get the likes so people know where to find us, and smash the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. If you know you'd subscribe every job what we bring out for you. And please hit the bell. I'll let you know whenever we are live or when a pre-recorded video gets uploaded. Hit that bell to make sure all up to date with everything you do, not want to miss at all. Feel free to give a donation if you want to become a member. It's only a 99p. Hit the join button to become a member, and you will be put in the prize draws we do as well. We've got to do our full review tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Catch us in for that. Until then, everybody, I know what happened tonight. What an absolute embarrassment of a second half that was tonight. Anyway, guys, see you later. Take care, all, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. See you later. Take care, and away the lads.